Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. Sa lahat po ng nanood nung previous vlog ko, thank you. At sa mga new subscribers, welcome and salamat po. So for today's video, voice over ulit tayo. I-share ko naman sa inyo kung magkano ba ang yearly income dito sa Labrador City dito sa Canada at magkano ba ang cost of living. Disclaimer, based lang po ito sa aking experience at limited knowledge at dito po ito sa Labrador City sa Newfoundland. Of course, iba po ang cost of living, ang tax at sahuran or minimum wage sa ibang parts ng Canada. But you can still apply the same principle on checking whether or not it is worth it to move here in Canada. Let's take a look at some important factors to consider. Firstly, you have to be well aware of your present situation or your status quo kung nasaan ka ba sa present situation mo. And it would be wise also to consider kung ano ang potentially na opportunities mo or yung growth mo in the next 5 years. And lastly, kung ano ba ang goal mo, kung ano bang gusto mong ma-achieve, let's say in the next 5 years. And we'll check whether or not ma-achieve ba sa pagpunta mo ng Canada yung goal mo or mas ma-achieve mo ba ito sa Pilipinas or sa ibang lugar. Let's say your goal is monetary. So gusto mo lang na mas makasave ka pa ng pera. In this case, kailangan mong malaman kung magkano ba ang kikitain mo kung pupunta ka dito. So, tingnan natin kung magkano ba ang yearly income potential kung minimum wage earner ka dito sa Labrador City. So, ang minimum wage dito is $15.60 per hour at ang typical working hours full-time is 40 hours per week. Let's see how much your net income will be for the month. Your gross salary will be $2,496. The tax here is 15% at normally my health card deduction of around $100 per month. So your net income will be about $2,000. And for the year, your net income will be $24,000. So later, I'll show you naman yung expenses and we will deduct that from your monthly and yearly income. So, yung pinakita kong yan sa inyo is just your salary. But apart from that, the government gives you GST per year, carbon rebate, and income tax return. So for GST, that's normally about $1,600. For a rebate, it's about $800. A tax refund would be around $1,000 more or less. So for the year, that is about $3,400 extra as your income. Now, if you have a child who is below 18 years old, you will also get child benefit from Canada. That's called CCB or Canada Child Benefit of about $7,000 to $8,000 per year. And if you are a low-income earner, you will also get provincial benefit for about $1,800 per year. That's if your salary is lower than $28,000 per year net. Now, part-time jobs is allowed here in Canada. So, most people, meron pa silang extra job. So, if you have a part-time job of, let's say, 20 hours per week and the same minimum wage, so for the month, you will have an extra $1,000. So, for the year, that will be an extra $12,000. And apart from these, other industries and other companies, meron kang makukuhang mga tip. For tip, normally yung sa food industry. So, let's say $10 per day for 20 days, for instance. So, that's already $200 per month. So, in a year, you can get extra $2,400. And some other companies naman, bibigay sila ng profit sharing. So let's say $2,000 per year if you get that benefit. So that would add up on your annual income. Now let's have a look at the expenses for a single individual. So for your living expenses, that would be your rent, of course, food, and miscellaneous for other necessities. Transportation is a must. There's no public transportation here, so we'll put car, monthly and monthly insurance. So I'll show you yung average or basic at kung mas magastos kayo. So for rent, that's $400 to $500. For food, $300 to $500. Miscellaneous, $100 to $300. For car, $250 to $350. And for insurance, at $150 to $250. So kung basic lang ang gastos mo for a single person, that's about $1,200 per month. Now, kung you prefer higher cost of living, that would be around $1,900 per month. Now, in a year, that would be $14,400 and $22,800. So if you are spending more, obviously, mas konti ang masasave mo. At syempre, apart from your living expenses, merong ding mga additional na expenses mo like if you have loans or other liabilities that you have to settle, or let's say if you are still supporting your family, syempre, additional, you have to consider also these additional expenses. Good thing here, yung education is free until high school. So now, let's go back to your yearly income and deduct your monthly and yearly expenses. Let's say dun tayo sa lower side. So that's $1,200 per month. You'll save up $800. And for the year, if you spend about $14,000, you save up roughly $9,600 per year. And of course, iba pa yon from the GST tax na makukuha mong 3,400, and if kung mag-part-time ka, that's additional $12,000, and if you get tips and profit sharing and child benefit, that's additional. So let's have a look at the summary again based on minimum wage. So that's $24,000 net income less 14,400 expenses. Your potential savings is $9,600 or 384,000 pesos, plus the benefits you get from the government of $3,400. That's additional 136,000 pesos. So potentially you can earn or you can save 520,000 or half a million pesos in a year. So if you have another job or part-time job, of course that's additional $12,000 a year or 480,000 pesos. So in a year, you can earn as much as 1 million pesos. But again, this depends on your spending habits and other obligations. On the other hand, syempre kung mas malaki pa dyan yung sahod mo, mas malaki pa ang maiipon mo. Again, yun ay depende pa rin sa spending habits mo. Kung mataas nga yung sahod mo, kung inubos mo naman lahat, di ba? Ngayon, silipin naman natin kung magkano ang income versus expenses sa Philippines. This is based on 30,000 per month salary. So, for a year, that's 360,000 pesos. And yung 250,000, na-research ko na non-taxable na siya ngayon. And yung over that is subject to 15% tax. So if that's the case, in a year, your earning is 338,000 pesos. Now, moving on to your expenses, let's say hindi ka nagre-rent and then you pay, let's say, 2,000 pesos for utility, 10,000 pesos for food, and 3,000 pesos for transportation or gas. So, for a month, that's about 15,000 pesos. And for the year, that's around 180,000 pesos. So, kung ganito ang lifestyle mo at salary mo, you may be saving up 188,000 pesos per year. So that's equivalent to $4,700 per year. So now let's go back to your goal, which is to save up more. Based on our example kanina, obviously, your better option is to move here in Canada. But of course, depende yon kung magkano ba ang sahod mo ngayon sa Pilipinas at kung magkano ba ang other expenses mo or other obligations mo na binabayaran like what I have said earlier. Again, my example is based on minimum wage lang dito sa Canada. Sa Labrador, ang main industry is mining. So if you are employed in mining industry, your salary is about $40 per hour and above. But of course, the competition is tight kung ganong industry ang papasukan mo. Now, on other industries naman, you can still earn more than $20 per hour. It can even go up to $30 per hour depending kung ano yung saan yung company at kung ano ang position mo. Now, your goal may be different. Like us, your goal may be that to obtain permanent residency or Canadian passport. In this case, more than the salary, it is important to consider the permanent residency option sa lugar na pupuntahan mo dito sa Canada. Now, if citizenship talaga ang habol mo, syempre iba yung comparison na gagawin mo. You will not only focus on the difference of salary, you will focus more on the long-term benefit of you moving here in Canada once you've obtained the citizenship. Now, of course, the value of that differs from each individual. So, you have to also define kung ano ba ang value ng pagiging permanent resident or Canadian citizen sa'yo. Now, for us, that means better and more opportunities, not only professionally, but also for Chia's future. And there's one community also that I want us to settle in, and obtaining Canadian citizenship is the best way for me to accomplish that. Meron kasi akong gustong church na attendan naming family. Now, in your case, if obtaining permanent residency or citizenship would make you accomplish whatever goal you have, of course, coming here in Canada may be a better option for you. But of course, achieving these goals may involve temporary sacrifices, adjustments. You might have to start from scratch at some point. Pero kung alam mo na nasa tamang daan ka, ay ma-appreciate mo rin ang bawat steps na to. So if nagbabalak kang pumunta dito, make sure that you do your own research, you are well informed, make your goals clear, make them realistic, and check all your options bago ka pumunta dito. And most importantly, ask God for directions. Sabi nga sa scriptures, if you are willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land. And that's it for now. See you on my next vlog. I highly recommend you watch this video as well.